Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and I'm a little bit slow on the draw there, but I think I got everything worked out now. Let's just do a very quick, yeah, my sound levels are good, we're good. Alright, so this is it, we have arrived, finally, at the, what this sort of mini-series, I saw in the chat before, this is part 9A of a 9-part series of wanting to get myself to Ike and spending most of my time around the moon, but we're done with the moon, no more going around the moon. This is going to be definitely mostly a build video, but also hopefully getting ourselves going in the right direction. It's definitely going to be 2 or 3 streams. Gonna get myself to Ike, gonna get myself back. So why don't we just go over really quickly kind of the main or just the preliminaries out of the way. Number one is I have been collecting contracts all having to do with Duna. I collected them all together into one, so I thought, oh, this would be great. And then as I started going down the contracts, uncrewed, they're all like for uncrewed vessels. And I mean, obviously I could send some, but that's no fun. No, this definitely is going to be concluding this series. I want to send Kerbals there, so yeah, all of these contracts are useless. So, you know, goodbye. That's going to be, we're not going to be worrying about any contracts. We're just going to get ourselves out there. Also, I have set up an alarm. I got my Kerbin to Duna window coming up in 133 days. And so we'll be obviously just simply time warping that away in a little bit. But also, I don't want to just get them to Duna and Ike. Obviously, I want to get them back home. That's part of the deal always with crewed missions, is it doesn't count if you don't get them back. So they're going to need to come back. So I'm just going to show you, I'm using a mod called Transfer Window Planner. This is a great mod for setting up your transfer. So I've got the transfer from Kerbin to Duna set up here. And by the way, if I click on it, it has all the details as far as delta V's and ejection angles and all that kind of stuff in there too. But I got to also set up my Duna to Kerbin window. Now, if I take a look here and look at some of the details, I do have my arrival day at Duna at year 12, day 400. So obviously we can't be leaving before that. So I'm going to adjust my earliest departure to year 12, day 400, and then we're just simply going to plot it. And what this very colorful little graph shows you, this is actually a 3D plot. We have one axis on the horizontal showing us our departure date. We have another axis on the vertical showing us the travel time to get out there. And then the colors indicate the level of delta V, a third parameter. So this is really a 3D plot. The redder, the more delta V is required. So I can get there really quickly, but I got to spend myself a lot of fuel. But what I'm going to be doing is looking at the proper window, which is right here, the minimized window. So we're going to plot that. No, I've already plotted that. All I got to do is add that alarm to Kerbal alarm clock. That's it. And so now I can take a look at that one. That alarm's not coming up for 2 years and 98 days. So we're going to be spending some time in orbit around Duna. In fact, I worked it out. The entire round trip journey is going to take over 2.5 years. So I need to think about, I'm playing with Kerbalism, life support's in play, there's radiation in play, I got to think about shielding, I got to be thinking about protecting and keeping my Kerbals alive during that entire journey. So that's going to add in quite a lot of stuff. I don't think I can do the unmanned contracts with Kerbals. I don't care anyway. I don't care about contracts because honestly, I'm ending this little let's play with this mission anyway. So that's set up. We got our 2 transfers sort of set up. I'm just looking to see, oh yes, what else I have on my preliminary list. There's a couple of science nodes I want to unlock. I'll show you those in just a little bit, but this is why I was going to the moon so much, but even after coming back from the moon, I'm only at 843 science, and I need 853 science. Thankfully, I have a number of probes sitting on the moon, sitting on Minmus that are collecting science as we speak. So all I have to do, if I start time warping here, you'll see the science start to click up. There, 0.6. There we go. And all I got to do is time warp maybe just a few days, and we should get this over 850, and I can show you the science nodes I'm going to unlock. Just about there. There we go. Okay, so we're over 850. Actually, let's time warp to the day too. There we go. Sun's up. All right. And let's get into research and development, and we'll go over the two nodes I'm looking at. One of them is this logistics node for 300 science. Logistics basically gives me larger resource containers. This is life support stuff. This is a inline life support stuff, and this is a large pressurized tank. I think I'm gonna need them because, like I said, we got to take 2.5 years worth of supplies. So I'm gonna unlock that one, and the other one I'm looking at is right here, short-term habitation, where we have a few very cool parts. One is a gravity ring. This thing is an inflatable ring that spins around and gives our Kerbals some gravity. I don't know if it really says how many G's it pulls, like whether it's a 1G ring or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but that's a pretty cool part, so I want that. Also gets me a greenhouse. A greenhouse allows our Kerbals to grow crops. So I want to get that. That obviously also adds on some extra resource demands, but I think adding in those two extra things to, you know, make this a more interesting build. And then also there's a whole bunch of new crude science experiment slots that, oh, just additional slots. Okay, not an additional experiment. So we can do more crude science in the habitation modules, so that's cool too. So we're going to grab that one. And yeah, I think at this point, I'm just going to go straight in here and we'll do the build. I think that's it. I think I'm just going to go straight into the build. And I'm going to start, here, I'll let this come back. Gonna start, just gonna be a two vehicle thing. We're gonna have an independent command vessel, a large mothership, so to speak, and then there'll be a separate lander that will go down and land and bring the Kerbals down the server back up to the mothership. I think that's a more efficient way to do it, especially for long distance missions like this one. Let's turn off our contracts because they don't matter. I went back and forth about whether I wanted to land on Duna as well, and I only made the decision this morning, very shortly before the stream, that I think I'm just going to do Ike. I think I got enough things going on. Landing on Duna, all you got to do is put a bunch of parachutes on the thing and just make sure it's capable of getting back off of Duna's surface. I don't know. I'm going for Ike. Ike is underappreciated. As the title says, I like Ike, so I'm going to go for Ike. So what I need to do, I've already worked out a budget. On budget, I got written down here 920 meters per second for my budget for my Ike lander. That's just based on what's on the Delta V map and giving me a bit of a buffer. I'll probably go a little bit more than that, but I think I'm just going to go with the Mark II lander can, just like so. And let's put, I really don't have a plan. I'll say that right now. The thumbnail, you probably noticed a ship that was on the thumbnail. I just put that together, never launched it, just put together something that kind of, sort of, maybe kind of might be like and might not be like what I plan on building, well, if I had a plan. And so don't go by that as a guide. I'm going to rotate it this way. So how this is going to turn out, I don't know. I find these more fun if I don't really plan everything out. So I hope you find that fun too. But anyway, let's start thinking about the science. So if I get into science, we definitely want to put in, go away, the Science Junior in here. Yeah, that fits in nice in the 2.5 meter. We'll put in a mystery goo container. That actually turn it this way like that. What other science we got? We got the Geiger counter. We got, so obviously we've never been to Duna, so we're gonna have a bit of everything here. Not gonna do any servers. Gonna do the double C seismic accelerometer for oh wait, maybe not actually. Well, let me think about this, because with Kerbalism, Yeah, this takes 14 days to collect the science, so we're not going to spend 14 days on the surface of Kerbal of Ike, so we're not going to do that one. Same thing with the GrabMax, not going to do that. Working our way, not going to worry about resources. Magnetometer boom is only for space, so we'll put one on the mothership, but no sense putting one on the lander. Wow. Oh, oh wait, I don't think, nope. With Kerbalism, the barometer only works without an atmosphere. Or, sorry, with an atmosphere. Because you know what? Barometers really don't measure anything when you put them in a vacuum. So, honestly, oh my golly. I'm not even going to... No, you know what? I think I'm going to call it at this. I'm going to be... I mean, I could put on some of those surface deploy... You know what? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This is good for now. Let's see. We'll put on an antenna. Before I end up forgetting, I'm just going to put on a Communitron 16. For now, I might move that in just a little bit. We'll put a relay on the mothership, so this will just communicate with the mothership. Clearly, it's going to need some sort of docking port on the top. Coupling. So, a docking port. All right, and like I said, I don't know, 900 and something meters per second. I don't think this needs to be particularly big. Like, I really don't think. Let's put a Terrier under there. This is already in the ballpark of all I need. That's already, what was the TWR of that? 1.64. Okay, let's rethink this. Let's go with the smaller can. Wouldn't mind going with the smaller engines. Let's arrange these engines by mass. I got the lovely Pug engine. I love the Pug engine. A little less, but a lot less mass. 0.83, yeah, it's a little on the low side. I've been having some luck with the twitches. Some people give me grief about the twitches, but I do like how low mass they are. There's also the Cub engines here. I know this is a little bit... Well, that's way too much, Okay, you know what? Let's just go with the Terror. We're going to put some landing legs on this thing soon, too, so... And then maybe just surround it with, like, a bunch of these. Like so. That is more than I need. Alright, I think I might just kind of go with this kind of a deal. We're going to need some solar generation and some batteries, so let's see. Solar generation. Just go with these 3x2 guys. Oh, they don't like that. Okay, maybe I can put them just on the side. Yeah, you think the Twitch engine... I'll play around with engines. This is, again, I don't... As per usual, me not have a plan. The other thing that sort of gets me going and confused is I keep alternating because I do those tutorials between my stock game. No, I need bigger ones than that. Between my stock game and my I don't like this. Sorry, my stock game and this game that's a modded game. The stock game I use for my tutorials, and I'm perpetually. I think I know. I got a different idea here. And I'm always like, okay, what's on this and what's on that, and I'm constantly confusing, having to readjust between Kerbalism and stock. Landing legs. I was thinking maybe what I'll do is just to get the landing legs out further. Might clean this up a little bit. You know, always looking at the Delta V, but that's looking okay. I'll probably want to bring this engine down a little bit, but that's, I think, all right. And that gives me room to put some like landing lights in the bottom, like these illuminators. Again, just very very roughly, very briefly. Oh yeah, life support. I'm also always thinking about life support, but the nice thing is this lander is doesn't need a lot of life support because it's only going to be, you know, going down to the surface, coming back up. And the default with all the cans, if you load them up, is there 2 Kerbals in there? There are. Is 5 days of life support. So typically, these do all right just for just a lander. You know, if you're not spending a lot of time in space, these do all right just like this. Okay, let's see. I got that. Let's take that off. I think I need a little bit of extension here. I do have these small structural tubes. Do I have a smaller one? That might work okay. Just like that. That's still below. I think so. Yeah. That looks all right. That looks all right. Might take these and just slide them up. You can't stick them to the side of the lander can, but you can slide them up and pretend that they're stuck to the side of the lander can. There we go. This might be a pretty quick build, to be honest. Like, it's really not that special a thing. And we'll clean it up, make it look good, of course. This is, by the way, the Ike lander. I should give it a name. No idea who the crew is going to be, by the way. Yeah, it's a day trip lander. That's exactly right. Probably won't even be a day. All right, we'll light it up, but let's see. We've got crewed craft, no contracts, control. There's going to be, oh, I'm going to need RCS and monoprop because this thing's going to need to do some docking. Is there monoprop aboard? There's 40 units of monoprop aboard, so I'll make sure to put on some, oh, a KOS probe core, for goodness sakes. Yeah, definitely want that. So we'll be doing some scripting stuff with this. So I'm just going to stick that right there. Put up the boot space, copy over the files. That can just go right on top. You won't even know it's there. Won't even know it's there. KOS. Cabin space configured. Okay, so we are... I don't think it needs to be shielded because they won't be living in this. There's clearly a lot of data capacity. Let's see. Doesn't need a water recycler. Let's actually, yeah, where's the configure this pod? Configure the pod. Definitely want a scrubber, definitely want pressure control, but it does not need a water, it doesn't need it. Well, monoprop fuel cell. Nah, I'm not going to put anything on it. No, just pressure control and a scrubber. That's all it needs. So, and those things better be enabled. They are running. I configured the pod. What's open doors? What doors? Oh, there's door. What the heck? Am I didn't know that was there. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. How long's that been there like that? With the little doober like that. That is cool. I didn't know that. Wow. That's why you can't stick stuff there. All right. Okay. I can live with that. All right, batteries are going in there. I could put the science in there, but it might be kind of awkward for... Well, we'll think about this. Let's set this here. Let's put this here. I'm going to put this on Duna. This is nice because this management tool that comes with Kerbalism, you can set the target body, and then it takes into account the inverse square law when calculating solar generation. So that's pretty neat. Oh, some of this stuff is okay. Okay, I gotta think. I do have to think. So for instance, see, this is where the stock versus Kerbalism comes into me. For instance, if I'm gonna run the Science Junior, oh shoot, I gotta close that so you can see it. The Science Junior requires 2.04 units of electric charge per second to run, and it takes 20 minutes and 46 seconds to run the experiment. Now that turns into a lot of electricity. I don't want to cover that with batteries, or definitely with solar. But what works really well is if I take a fuel cell. See, slowly this stuff's coming back to me. We'll tuck the fuel cell in here. Actually, what might be better then, now I can configure this pod. I don't need the external one. Oh, there was just a monoprop fuel cell. Okay, never mind. I want the... Okay, put the fuel cell back. So there is a fuel cell. Close that. And come here. We're going to configure this fuel cell, and you can set it to be a monoprop fuel cell like the one that I could put in there, but the monoprop fuel cell only generates half an electric charge per second. But the hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell generates 2.4 units of electric charge per second, which will cover the electrical costs of running this experiment very, very nicely. So what I need to do, though, is make sure that I have enough hydrogen and oxygen aboard. So I think I didn't write any of this down or work it out. No, I did not. So let's get back to here. Sorry, back to here. Back to here. Move this up. See the thinking? You got it. 2.04 units of electric charge per second. And it runs for 20 minutes and 46 seconds. So 20 times 60, yes, I do have my calculator out, equals that, times 2.04. Oh no, I only need to make sure it runs for 20 minutes. What am I talking about? Okay, 20 minutes and 46 seconds. Let's try that again. 20 times 60 plus 46. So that is 1,200. I could have done that in my head. 1,246 seconds. This fuel cell is going to need to run for. It's going to use up 1.01 units of hydrogen. So if I multiply that by 1.00, actually it's just 1, isn't it? Okay, about 1,250 units of hydrogen. So it does need some hydrogen tanks. Hydrogen tanks. So I've got a small pressurized tank here. Let's stick that there. Now switch that over to hydrogen. Nitrogen, hydrogen. And there is, 5,000, okay, I only need about 20, oh geez, I just need about half of that, not even half, like a fraction of that. There we go. That'll do for the hydrogen. So that is a nice hydrogen tank. I'll put you right here. That is a hydrogen tank. Why are you being goofy? There's what I want. That is a hydrogen tank to feed the fuel cell while we're running the thingy. And then I need some oxygen. So again, it was 1246 seconds times 0.0 times 0.507 units. So that is about, that's not right. I don't know what I did there. 1246 times 0.507. Okay, so about 630? Yeah, that makes sense. 630 units of oxygen. So let's get... Whoa, that's the big one. Little one. Okay, that's already on oxygen. That should be fine. There we go. So the idea of this... Oh, I see what's going on. There's some funky texture stuff happening. Yeah, okay. Let's just grab that. Roll it out like that. Okay, so that should manage... Oh, shoot. I meant to grab this. Slide that a little that way. Okay, that should manage the fuel cell. Oxygen's like a blue tank. You don't have blue, unfortunately, as an... Oh, but it's blue here, but unfortunately it doesn't change the color. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. It's behind the doors anyway. All right, so that's cool. And then... oh, shoot. I got one on this side. Don't need that. Out. Out you go. And then some general batteries, because we always want some batteries. I'm going to put 2 of these fellas. That's clearly going to be enough. I don't want to do any more figuring. Okay, so we got that. Oxygen, food, and water. We have 5 days of food, 5 days of water, 14 days of oxygen. No, it really shouldn't count this. Can I turn that off? Does that? No. I'm just going to assume that's okay. Because obviously this oxygen is for burning, not for breathing, but should be alright. We got 2 years worth of nitrogen. That's going to be fine. Hydrogen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because the fuel cell. Make sure that fuel cell's stopped right now. Good. We can actually not dump the water. Don't dump anything. There's water reserves. Water. Yeah, we should be okay. We're good for that. Nitrogen, we're good. Waste, we don't care about. Radiation, I think I'm good. Science, I think I'm good. What is there a science that I can configure on this? Oh, I should slap on a probe body. Definitely. Definitely should slap a probe body on here. So what we'll do, back to here. Bum, bum, bum. Where is the 2 point? This one. Put that on top of that. Open that. That goes there. Probe body can also go in there because that way I don't have to worry about supplying a pilot. Do I not? Yes, I do. I do have the Octo too. And what got me thinking about the probe body is configuring the science experiments. Too hot thermal. What other options are there? There's a Geiger counter, accelerometer, doesn't matter. The light experiment. So where, wait. Oh, space low, space high takes 10 seconds to run. Okay. We have the might experiment, which is biome specific. You know what? Let's put the light on there. We'll put that on there. Why not? Set these all to be running. And then I got more science down here. Yep, set that to be running, that to be running, and then the other stuff will run. Okay. And there's no science associated with this. I really don't think there is, other than crew reports and stuff. Okay, we'll set a crew report. Okay. And every once in a while, I'm going to stick this here. Every once in a while, I got to look. Max the data. Somebody was saying max the data. Do I really? I mean, how much? Maybe I should. I mean, the cost of that probably isn't a lot. Here, I can look at the delta V. I mean, 120 sample slots. That's clear. I think it's got enough. We'll transmit a lot. I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll be fine. Okay. That I need a ladder. Why am I having trouble finding the ladder all of a sudden? It's down here, dummy, in utility. I think I'm going to need the big one because it's way up here, right? Oops. Oh, that does not extend. Okay, we have to. Doesn't extend as far as I thought it would. Extend that ladder, and then what I think I'll need is then the longer ladder here, and we'll definitely test this. We'll definitely do a test on the launch pad, make sure this is all a go. This is all good. I don't feel like I've clicked the right thing there. There we go. And the ladder's like that. Oops. Get a little bit away from the landing leg. Some people might. Last stream I had adventures with the landing legs. I think that should be okay. We'll test it, like I said, in a second. Okay. Power generation is fine. I got the solar panels. That'll be fine. Electrical storage is fine. Antenna strength will be fine. Antenna speed, data storage. Propulsion is fine. I got a TWR 1.32 on Kerbin. 1100 meters per second of delta V. That's more than adequate. RCS. Now, there's already a lot of monopropellant in this vehicle, so I think I really just need to... I want the small ones. These guys. Yeah. It does not need a lot. Where's the center of mass of this thing? There. Just thinking about where to stick them. I'm looking at, let's move these landing legs up. And these, oh wait, is this just three-way symmetry should work. This RCS is just for docking, that's it. So really, I think that should be, I'm worried, if it occludes, it occludes. It's not it will only occlude in the one direction. And then, 3 more up here towards the top. Which I suppose... Oh, I guess I can get them here. I don't see why that won't work. Okay, RCS. I'm checking that off. Parachutes are irrelevant. Thermal protection irrelevant. Lights. Of course I need lights. Upgrades. I see upgrades there, so we're going to put this engine up to a high quality engine, especially considering it's the only one they've got. Yeah, I'll go with that. So I did do the upgrades. And also, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, let's upgrade reaction wheels. Yeah, we'll upgrade everything. Should be good. Should be good. You want the 5-way ones? I don't think I need the 5-way ones. Well, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could. That's not... Should I go with the 5-way ones? I didn't even think about that. Like that? Why not? 5-way ones. Oh, that did that for there. Especially considering I only have 3. Yep, 5-way ones. There we go. 5-way ones. But again, the small ones should be fine. Okay. Upgrade. What did I look? Oh, lights. Of course I need lights. Gotta have lights. Okay, so lights. I got the landing lights in the bottom. We'll set, and we'll tweak textures and things and make this look as good as I can make it in just a little bit. This is just a little blue light. Yep. We'll tweak that in. Got a little blue light just to go mark where the hatch is in case people don't know. Definitely need to. Okay, that's not working. It's always with these cans, there's always like texture issues, right? That should be good. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab... So you got to be a little careful. I don't want to end up rotating the probe body, so let's take the probe body out. The KOS thing, it doesn't matter, but I'm just going to take this whole thing, snap on. I'm just going to rotate it this way. You'll see why in just a moment. Now I'm going to put the probe body back. I wanted to keep the probe body oriented the same way as the capsule underneath. And then this, go down a little bit, but that gives me room to put some red and green lights up here at the top. That whole rotation was just for that. Okay, we'll again make those white. That is the port side, so red you are, and blinky. And I think I need to tuck them in just a little bit. Sure. And this is going to be green, but first we're going to remove from the symmetry and turn that green. Okay, so those are some Nav lights there. We got to... You know what? This is probably, I think, just going to remain closed all the time. Put some lights. Maybe just a dome light. Turn that on. What does that look like? Yeah, just to kind of light up in there. That works. Do 2 of them, though, because there's one on the other side. Oh my gosh. 2-way symmetry. You can do this. Great. Okay. And there should be one there. Good. And I want to light up this whole Science Bay area. Maybe use these little 4-way symmetry. Oh, they're upside down. Lights on. Pitch me in a little bit. There we go. Okay, and I got lights down here at the bottom. I'm not sure I just slapped them there. I'm not quite sure I like... There's no... Oh, no, that's just... I think that'll work. Okay, so those are those lights, those lights, those lights, those lights, and I don't know why, but I got into this goofy pattern. Oh, I want to fix... Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, that looks funny. You know, maybe all I gotta do here. There's just a hole here, because this is a structural tube, but I think if I just took the little structural part, where is... Everything's hiding on me. That one. Then we can put the terrier on the bottom. Why? Alt. There we go. That looks okay. Oh, that shrunk. What I'm worried. Oh wait, maybe I can grab these. The landing legs aren't clearing the. That'll do it, I think. Sure. Okay. All right. Where was I at? I was at lights. Then I got distracted by everything else. You know what? I think... You know what? Let's put 2 more lights on here. And yeah, I'm going to get close to calling it on the lights. Let's put... right here. Like that. And we're going to make that... No, keep the color. Make it white. But put it on fast blinky. And then copy that. So this is like just like... I don't know, just some blinky lights. That, and then we'll go to this side where things are a lot more cluttered. Okay, we're just going to forget this side. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay, so slowly, we got lights. I'm not going to worry about cargo stuff. Oh, maybe. No, I should. Let's go onto cargo here. We can put in, most certainly, under cargo. I won't get into this deployable stuff. I don't even think this works well with Kerbalism anyway, so I don't care. And I'll put in a repair. But definitely the EVA experiment kit should go in there. Okay. Cargo, TWR is fine. Okay, fairings and staging I gotta look at. So what I think... Okay, let's deal with some action groups. So on action group... let me think. On action group 2, we'll put the ladders. On action group 0, we'll put these doors, this antenna, and these solar panels. Sure. Okay. On the gear action group here, on the light action group, I want to take off these illuminators because I like to toggle those with the gear. So that comes off, and then on the gear action group, we put them on to the gear, toggle the lights with the landing gear. Okay, and I think it's good. So what I want to do just really quick, let's save this, is just do a very quick, we'll do it in simulation mode, we'll play this honest, but we're not going to fly it, we're just going to put it on the launch pad and just make sure the ladders work. So the last thing I want is maybe clip the engine up a little bit. Yeah, I could do that. I thought about that, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's see if the bell's sitting on top of the launch pad right here. Oh, we're in light. Okay, fine. We're in wireframey mode. So I can't really tell, but let's see. Okay, Jebediah, out you come. Going down the ladders, onto that ladder. Look at that. Just like a pro. Grab again. Does he get stuck there? He does not, and he gets all the way up and boards. Beautiful. So ladders work. Okay, so we're going to end our simulation. That cost me, what is that? 860 Kerb bucks. Terminate simulation. I could have just launched and reverted, but I didn't. Bravos is saying no Krakens this time on the ladder, but I tested the ladder last time. I'm sure I did. So that is by no means a guarantee. Okay, so retract that ladder. Retract that ladder. Close these doors. Retract solar panels, close these doors. We'll live with it. I'm whatever. It's kind of what it is. I think I am going to tuck that engine up a little bit, though. I agree. Just see if that looks a little. Yeah, it looks fine. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So now what we need to do is get this sucker just into orbit, not all the way to Dres, because it will dock with a, the command vehicle. We'll put the command vehicle up, then we'll launch this, and then they'll just, they'll dock together, and that'll be that. So that is good, good, good. It will go up uncrewed, so boom, boom. Nobody's going to go in it. All right, what is our mass here? Can I just slap something underneath? We're looking at 4.662 tons. So if I go into my sub-assemblies, I haven't built anything in this game in a long time. 4.62 tons. So, I should find a booster here that's already... This isn't that big. I'll have to put a fairing around it. Is this staging making some sense? Well, the whole rocket doesn't make sense. I think I'm going to take that off. Let's arrange these by mass. 4.6. See, I think this is already too big. Oh, maybe not. Okay, actually, this might work really nicely. Just with some slight modifications, this might work really well. Oh, I don't know why the skipper engine's being down there. That isn't concerning at all. No, not at all. But it's got a good launch throw. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Come back, come back. But yeah, lots of delta V. Let's put a. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a fairing up here at the top. We'll do an upside down fairing on the top. I got an. That should work nice, I think. Just like that, and then just close that around everything. Don't be like that. It's already probably a bit too big, but that's okay. I saw it close. Oh, I saw it. Come on, come on, come on. There. So we'll do the fairing like that. Here, let's 4 parts. The ejection force, clamshell deploy, and then I should have a nice nose cone. I must have a 3.5 meter nose cone somewhere. Right? That's teeny. Oh, these are all arranged by mass, that's why. Do I really not have? Oh, there we go. Sure. It's dumpy. I like it. I like it. It's dumpy. Okay, let's see. Fairing. Let's take the fairing out of the staging altogether and put that into an action group. We'll test launch this for sure. And then what I also need is to deploy here. On 5.2, we will disconnect this nose cone. And I think I also need just a small Sepratron to blow this nose cone away. So I'm just going to do that. Let's put that into, while it's still readily available, put that into the action group as well. Toggle the engine. And if it's a little off center, I don't care, because nose cone kind of wants to. And since the theme of the rocket is already orange, can we go all orange? Very orange. Okay. It's a little bit tight for fuel. I'm noticing that, but a lot of thrust. So what I might just do is stick in one extra little fuel can under here. I don't think it needs much. Thank you. Of course, that lost the whole fairing, which sheds a lot of weight. So we got to build a fairing again. It's still not. Did that add anything? Didn't feel like I added anything with that. Let's try the this one then. That's the way it's going to be. Wow, that did not add much. Okay, let's try adding on that fella. There we go. Just want to make sure I'm good. And atmosphere, do I have enough thrust, please? Oh yes, we got enough thrust. Okay. All right, I'm going to give this a test. We'll see what happens. So let's see, go through the rest of this. Fairing deploy has been taken care of. Staging and smart parts, I can see a smart part there. Staging is definitely not right. That little Sepratron needs to just be out of the picture completely. I can't remove that from the staging. That'd be great. No. And then that. Okay. Why are there... I'm a little confused with why there's... I don't know. It's counting the Sepratron or something, I think. Okay. Let's save. And let's do a simulated launch. And this is just, can we get into orbit? That's it. Might want some struts. We'll see. Mark Van Dam saying to add some struts. That's always something we can add if it's a little wonky. I'm thinking it's going to be okay. We'll find out soon enough. Hello, Patty. How are you? Okay. So, again, this is simulation mode. No Kerbals aboard. Nope. So, run, launch. Probably on game day, I'll likely go into a 90-kilometer orbit. So, let's put it up to that right now. And we're off. Shielding is only for non-lead Kerbals. I don't think it's, you know, they won't be spending much time in this capsule, right? Like, they're going to have a I'll shield the whole mothership thing. I don't think this needs to be shielded. I think it's going to be fine. Like, they're going to be in this thing for a matter of hours. If that turns out to be a mistake, well, then it turned out to be a mistake. What is this mod? Right now, this is the KRASH simulator. I have the wireframe mode turned on, which very clearly differentiates between being in simulation mode and being in non-simulation mode. And this is just to keep me honest. So once I go into non-simulation mode, once I do it like without doing it in simulation, if something goes wrong, I don't revert unless it's a Kraken-y type of a thing. That's sort of been my rule. So I like to use this to keep me honest, and then and it costs me a bit of money too. As you can see here, a little money clock here ticking up. Yeah, the mothership will have all the shielding on it. Oh, I did not know that, Michael. Michael says that the shielding is averaged. So I thought it was dependent upon what compartment they were in. So it averages the shielding over the entire vessel. So having this not being shielded lowers the shielding overall. Okay, that is a good thing to keep in mind. Maybe I'll put some shielding on here after this, but let's see how this all goes. So far so good though. Oh, I don't have any of my Kerbal engineer data going. Let's put that stuff on. There we are. So again, my KOS landing script is handling the ascent. I have a feeling for the mothership. I don't think. I'm in the mood to build something sort of skeletal. So I think it's going to be something. And just waiting. There we go. Oh, that did not take off with a lot of energy, did it? But it's missing us, so that's okay. So I got a feeling it's going to be a very awkward shape for the mothership, and I got a feeling my KOS script isn't going to handle it. So what I think I'll probably end up doing is overbuilding some sort of booster and just muscling it into orbit. If you saw the thumbnail for this stream, you kind of have an idea of what kind of thing I'm thinking about. Alright, so we've hit 90 kilometers for our apoapsis. Usually at this point, that's, you know, all the any potential problems have been dealt with. Let's see what it does when it gets into space. So it should be deploying and opening and all of that. There we go. Nicey nice. Okay, so 73.1 meters per second left. There's still 603 left in the launch vehicle. So clearly this is fine. Okay, so we're going to end the simulation. I think we got something that's going to work for us. Why is the fairing like that? I don't know what you mean by like that. You mean why is it so fat? It's because it's got a big fat thing under it. Let's see. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, shielding. Let's up the shielding then. If it really does bring down across the whole vehicle, that's fine. Now let's see, what does this do for the Delta V? Just hang on a second. Why is... Oh, because the fairing's being included in the delta. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to save this. I don't like some of these delta V numbers I'm seeing, but I think it's only because the fairing... Yeah, see, there it is. It's fine. So let's up the shielding. The fairing was included in the calculation up there. So if I up the shielding... Whoa, that takes off a lot. Woo! Shielding ain't trivial. Okay, I'm going to go to... I'm not going to do all the shielding. We'll partially shield it, about a third of it. Okay. Let's put this back together. Is this going to build the fair? Okay, let's instead then open up. Don't save that. Open up my Icelander. Oh, I got too many things. Okay. So I'm just going to put up the shielding to about a third. Just to have some shielding in it, but it adds a lot of weight, which I suppose is understandable. Alright. Of course, that might add... Yes, I got to up the TWR here too then. This is a heavier thing to lift. Okay. Shoot, you know what? I'm just going to go with no shielding. I don't like the effect it's all having. It's too many things being affected by that. And it already just worked, and I don't want to test it again, so we're going to go shieldless. We'll see what happens. Kerbals come back a little more green. That's okay. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to save the Icelander. Now what I want to do, so we're going to throw this away. I want to build the mothership around this thing. This away. And now we want to build something around this. Now what I want to do before I do that is... I want to put this into a subassembly. This whole lander. So I'm going to take that off. And I want to attach by the docking port, so that's why I put that docking port there. But that is now my Icelander. Okay, save. Okay, now I'm really being a doofus. Okay. Let's put that docking port back. This is going to be upside down. This is going to be attached to here. Okay. So this is going to be... I guess I'm just going to call it Ike 1. The lander's on there temporarily. So the idea with this is the lander's going to dock at the back. I don't know why. I just thought I'd never done that. I thought it might look cool. So I'm going to dock the lander at the back, which means the engines are going to come around on kind of a scaffolding type of setup around it. And then ahead of it is going to be all of our habitation section. Now, this is going to be a nuclear nerve type of thing. So this part should be really... there they are, the Mark 1. I'm going to put a Mark 1 can, and maybe another Mark 1 can. Yeah. And then I want to put on my new things I've unlocked. So I got the gravity ring. So this is it. So this provides, let's just look at the gravity ring real well here. I can look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Kerbals can live in there. It takes a bunch of nitrogen to inflate, but when it inflates, where can I turn it on? I know it's here somewhere. Part. Enable. There it is. It looks like that when it inflates. It takes like 40 days for it to inflate. It takes a lot of nitrogen, which I'll put on in a sec. I did work all that kind of stuff out. And then it spins to give them some gravity. I don't know how much gravity it gives them. It doesn't really say. I could work it out if you just measure this distance and the rate of rotation. It's not a complicated formula to work out, but that's going to go on it. And the other thing that's going to go on it is, if I go, I think it's still under utility. Is that greenhouse. Where did that go? Oh, there it is, the greenhouse. And this is another nice big part. So you can see this thing's already getting big. And if we enable this guy, look at those doors. And yeah, they can grow food in there. But obviously it consumes a bunch of resources, so we'll figure that out in just a little bit. And And but clearly this thing's going to get a little bit on the big side. So we'll work that out. So we're going to have to add on resources for growing crops. We're going to also need to keep the Kerbals alive for 2.5 years. All that's coming. So anyway, oh, I meant to turn that off. Oh, it's over there. Behind here, it's hiding. Bop. There we go. Oh, now, actually, before I even get any further into this, bump. I don't know if this. Okay, put it up to high standard for that. We do have a TV. The habitat enabling will just do that, but I don't see a way to configure this. Can you configure this? So I might put on a hitchhiker can too. We might have room for a lot of Kerbals when this is all said and done. I think so. I'm noticing the greenhouse doesn't have shield. Oh, that's shielding there. Okay, let's shield that up. Shield this one. Oh, this one doesn't have shielding. Isn't that interesting? So, okay. And I think what I'm going to also put on here is a hitchhiker. And the reason for this is going to hold a lot of Kerbals. We'll put a whole pile of people on this thing. Well, no, we won't put a whole pile. We'll put up the shielding on that. But this you can configure. Crude experiments. We can give them some stuff to do on their way there. So the flight experiment, you always, okay, let's go through this one at a time. Takes 14 days to do. Clearly they'll have plenty of time to do it. Can do it space low, space high. Requires a minimum crew of 2 and just buildings at various levels. So that's easy. We have the float experiment. That requires 4 crew and then 25 cubic meters per crew. Am I going to meet that? What is my... If I inflate this... No, it's not going to meet that. So, and I'm not going to put on... I got an... Oh, wait a minute. I do want to put on one more part. Sorry, I'm lying. I want to put on the cupola module. Where is that one hiding? I must have unlocked it by now. Tell me I've unlocked it by now. Maybe I... Oh, there it is. I'll put that on too. That does put me over the 100 cubic meters. So if I put just a crew of 4 in here, they can perform the float experiment on their way there. Ooh, I think I'm going to do that. I think I will do that. Okay. Happy with that. Shielding's up. Crew report's already running somewhere else. Oh, that makes sense. I think there's a crew report down in here. That's right. That's okay. You know, yeah, actually keep that one running. Crew report, crew report, crew report. Okay. And cupola module will up the shield. This is going to be a big fella. There's no doubt about it. And shielding. All I'm doing is putting up the shielding and upping the quality of the various components before I just forget to do that. And what's configure the pod here do? Oh, scrubber. Yeah. We'll deal with that later. Yeah, high life support quality. Does this one have high? This one's really not part of it. Pressure control should be on. And then finally this one, which I've already put the high. Okay, so essentially this is my craft without any engines or resources or anything. That is kind of what we're looking at. But obviously it needs a lot more. So what I'm thinking, let's disable this habitat, because this is the way it's going to fly up without the lander on the bottom too. I was thinking, if I grabbed, I'm going to think propulsion first and then work into managing all the resources. And hopefully I won't forget anything. I'm going to go with 3-way symmetry here. This might end up being overkill. And then I'm gonna go with some nosy cones. And then I'm hoping this will look okay. I'm usually not someone who does a lot of part clipping, but I'm thinking to do what I want to do, I think I need to do some part clipping. So I'm going to rope so that these will come outwards, right? That's kind of the idea. And then maybe some more fuel cans. I have a plan. But I want to come out far enough to sort of come around this, right? That's the idea. And then let's get into some structural bits. Like so. That looks funny. There it is. And it was just rotated funny. And then this structural bit. And another structural bit. And we'll try and make it look good. I'm not going to just live with, but this is kind of the idea. And then 3 of the nerve engines on the bottom. And then we'll grab this. No, actually, I think right here. And rotate that so that the nerves are pointing downwards. Maybe go up a little bit too, so. And there might be some further tweaking to make, but that's the general idea. So what does this do for me here? If I take a look at this, this gives me, let's disable the cross feed through there. So I make sure I'm not including any of the resources in that. But right now that's 3,264 meters per second of delta V, a thrust to weight of half of a kilonewton, which, or that's not a kilonewton. There's no units to that, just half, 0.5. And I think, now what is the budget that I worked out a budget and I wrote it down and everything. This guy should have a delta, I'm working on a budget of about 3,330 meters per second, so it needs a little more, but not a lot more. So I don't know, does that look, and you can do things like, there's an extra texture on that, so I don't think that looks all completely terrible. So it's a little on the low side, so we might need to jack this up a little bit, but generally this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so now what I need to do is sort of clean up this hole because this is looking funny. There's got to be some structural connection here, maybe here. Let's actually change the root part to the top. Yeah, you like it? So that's the thing is it's going to take some brute force to get this thing into orbit is really the only thing I'm kind of looking at. So I'm looking at the transition there. Might be an opportunity as well to sneak in some more fuel. So I'm looking for a transition fuel can thing. That's too small. Oh, don't make me use... I think I'm going to need to use... Okay, so I might not be able to get a fuel can in there. Maybe just use this guy. Just do that. That should be okay. There we go. No extra fuel there. We're going to have to find some more spots to stick fuel, but one thing at a time. Then this here looks a little funny, I think. This little transition there. Now this is this a 2.5 meter part on the top? It is. Okay. Oh, that might work just like that. That's okay. Okay, that deals with the transitions okay. I'm definitely going to need to add on more fuel. Let's start thinking about, it's definitely needs more fuel. What's this engine? Oh, that's that. Why are you there? Don't be there. Do that. There we go. Okay. This one says 30. If I put this on vac, I'm just noticing, I want to make sure these two 36. Okay, they agree. Agree makes me feel good. Okay. It's definitely going to need at least another few hundred meters per second of delta, and I haven't even started putting on stuff yet. Okay, so let's start going through resources. So I worked out, and this was just with trial and error, that I need 66,000 units of nitrogen to inflate this ring. So Actually, what I think might work really well then is just, because I want more fuel too, is another one of these. It's getting a little longer. And sorry, I'm thinking at the same time, which is always a little bit spooky. Let me just go into this. I'm just looking at this transition and seeing if I can not sneak in some more fuel here. If I go to the 2.5 meter sizes, what do I have for transition type tanks? There's, okay, well I do have this. Okay, wait. This can be a lot of fuel right here. Right here. Oops. There. But it gets better. If I get the tank configurator, I got a mod here called Tank Configurator. Right now it's liquid fuel and oxidizer, but I can set this to be nothing but liquid fuel. That's it. I don't want anything else. So this should max that out, fill it. That's it. That added on a lot more fuel. I don't think it even looks that terrible. Okay, nitrogen tanks. So that's what I got started with. And I like that trend. So that's just liquid fuel. I love that tank configurator. That's a great thing. So there's 800 units of liquid fuel in that guy. Okay, pressure tanks. So I now have a big pressure tank. Let's go to one of them. And let's switch this to nitrogen. And that is... oh, 56. Okay, that's not bad. I don't need as much as... okay, I don't need that really big one. Let's go to the smaller one. Again, I need about 66,000 units of nitrogen to pressurize the gravity ring. So if I turn that now to nitrogen, that's 7,200. So again, I'm getting out my calculator. I hope people don't mind. Divided by 7,200. And that is 10. 10 of these. So you know what we'll do? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the silly trick. I'm gonna do 2 5-way symmetries. And this is fresh in my mind because I actually just did this in the tutorial that's going to be coming up on Monday. So I'm going to put this on 6-way symmetry. This is, if you have not seen this is such a great trick. So I'm going to get 5-way symmetry out of those. So put this on 6-way symmetry. Grab that, take one of those, remove it from the symmetry. So now that's 5. Now I'm going to take these guys, stick it on there. So now there's 5 of those. But now when I bring that up to here, there's 5 of these pressure tanks. And if I want to get 5 more, I can do that and go up to here. I think I need to do that. There we go, 10-way symmetry. Instant 10-way symmetry. I'm super happy with that. So 10-way symmetry at 72, that's 72,000. That is enough. That's the nitrogen for filling that up. I'm just looking to see. I think they look fine. I like it. Okay, so now I got to think about. That's good. I'm completely in resource mode right now. So food. Let's go one thing at a time. There's going to be. I think I can only get away with 4 Kerbals, to be honest. And the reason being, I'm just going to slap in 4 Kerbals just to deal with the life support. These are going to be very roomy Kerbals. But the reason being is to do the float experiment, the Kerbals require 25 cubic meters per Kerbal and 4 Kerbals. And I'm worried if I put in more than 4 Kerbals, it's still 25 cubic meters per Kerbal for volume, a habitable volume, and then suddenly it might say, oh, you don't have 25 cubic meters per Kerbal. I don't know, so I'd rather not risk it. So we're only going to put on 4 Kerbals. 4 Kerbals are going to make this journey. That's it. It won't necessarily be these 4 Kerbals. It actually maybe will be those 4 Kerbals. I don't know, but we'll see. So I need 2 years and 291 days of food. And right now I have 3 days and 5 hours of food. So we clearly are going to need more food. So I do have I should have, now there's some big cans. Like if I scroll down here, there we go. Like this is a 2.5 meter resource can. If I switch that to just food, I like to do each of these. That's 3 years worth of food right there. So that's too much. More than 3 years. So let's go to the smaller 1.25 meter size. Might need a couple of these. Put that on just food. And that now, oh, I should factor into as well. Oh. You know what? I should think about the greenhouse first. Greenhouse first. Because the greenhouse will make food. So let's get the greenhouse set up with what it needs, and then we'll look at everything. And then we'll fill up, we'll patch around that. I think that makes sense. So if I go to the greenhouse, whoops. There we go. It requires ammonia, water, carbon dioxide, and electricity. Oh, the pressure control. Okay, wait a minute. That's it. I think all of these resources will be handled just by processes. Let's get one of those ESL. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Configure this. See, I'm going to want the ammonia. I'm going to want the carbon dioxide. Let's configure this. So this is a life support module. We got scrubbers. We got pressure controls. We got water recyclers, which takes water. Oh, this makes ammonia. It takes wastewater and makes ammonia. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. A waste processor, which takes waste and electric charge and makes ammonia. I really like the sound of that. And a monoprop fuel and an air pump doesn't matter. So if I change this to a waste processor and a water recycler and leave maybe pressure. Oh, maybe an extra scrubber is not a bad idea too. There. Let's configure the rest of this life support while I'm thinking. I'm doing all the life support configuring. This has a scrubber, pressure control, water recycler. Oh, I want to dump nothing. That's cool. Do not dump anything. Same with you. That is not dumping anything. Okay. So I just got to configure all the life support. Sorry, this takes a little bit. So I'm going to put scrubber, pressure control, water, and don't dump anything. That's on everything. This clearly doesn't have that option. Nope. But this probably should. Oh, it doesn't either. Interesting. I might need more. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And so what I need are containers. I have no idea how much, but containers to hold that carbon dioxide. Can I stick stuff on the side? No, I can't stick stuff on there. Okay. Might just go with one for now. So a carbon dioxide container. CO2. And an ammonia container. I'm just going to slide them in here. We may, you know what, I should put them somewhere else just to keep them straight. It might move them later. And an ammonia container. Because I have processes that make both of those. And now over at food, oh, the food duration's gone down. Why did food go down? See, this should be... I might end up messing this up. Oh, there's also electricity I got to think about too. Yes, I got... Okay, one step at a time. So, oh, water containers. I need a water container of some kind. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here, let's think one thing at a time. Okay. Let's put one of these on here and leave it as... Oh, this is clearly going to get moved. Leave that as food and water. What does that do for me now? Now I have 2 years, 273 days of food. and 2 years and 14 days of water. So we'll patch that a little bit. I only have 8 days of oxygen, so we'll definitely put some oxygen on this thing. What happens if I stick on just one of these big guys? Actually, go with the smaller ones. Oxygen. It's on oxygen. How much oxygen is that? Now that's 223. Okay, so I think I do need the big ones. I don't think this would even be possible without the planner here. There's way too much to think about. Okay, that's in the right ballpark. 2 years and 221 days of oxygen. Okay, let's keep going along. Carbon dioxide is perpetual because those Kerbals just keep on breathing. Nitrogen, there is plenty of nitrogen. Hydrogen, there's nothing that consumes hydrogen, right? I don't think there is. So again, look at this and make sure I got the right. Carbon dioxide, water, and ammonia is all that gets used here. Oh, and it produces oxygen too. That's handy. Okay. Oh, do I need to turn this on? I think I do. Now my food just went through the roof. 3 years of food now. Okay. That's now making a lot more. I didn't have the habitat turned on. Okay, so I'm gonna stack down the food. That's why I wasn't getting as much food as I thought I should. Stack down the food. You know what? Let's use the food boxes. So I think I got a lot of room to add things radially here. Food. That's not enough. Oh my gosh. Food. That's only a year. God, Kerbals eat a lot of food. Okay, there's 3 years worth of food. They don't need as much as that. Each of these is how much food? 678. This guy is... Put it on food. Oh my gosh, they're so much smaller. So I'm just trying to think of what's the most... Oh, these guys hold more food. Okay, let's go with that. These are just too big. I don't like them. But if I put on this... Just stick it in here-ish. That's food. And supplement it with a bunch of these. Fortunately, this takes a lot of figuring out. Oh, I need even more food. There's 3 years of food. I think I can take that out. 2 years, 270 days of food. That's a little on the low side suddenly. Oh my gosh. Food. 2 years, 336 days of food. Okay, that's in the ballpark. We again might need to tweak it. So let's go through this again. Food. We hardly have any water, so I need water supplies. Now, this thing manufactures water, so I actually should be... Put that on water. That's a year of water right there. We could easily be moving all these around. There's 2 years, 10 days of water. Two years, 60 days of water. Okay, no. That's getting too piddly. 3 years of water. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with going more. Okay, that's water. Oxygen, 3 years of oxygen. Carbon dioxide is perpetual. Nitrogen, 66 years. Hydrogen is perpetual because I don't even have any on here. Ammonia is perpetual. I think this is good. Turn on the water recyclers. Didn't I turn? Aren't the water recyclers on? Are they really off? No, water recyclers are all running. So that should be, they should have all the water recyclers on. Yeah. I'm going to have to find a little spot to hide that external, that extra. Yeah, water recycle. Everything's running. Oh, whoa, whoa. This is dumping stuff. Do not dump anything. I want everything. None. There we go. Okay. I think I might just add in, I think this is food here. I might just add in a bit more food. There. That's just food, right? Yeah. Yoich! This is a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see if we can find a way to hide this business at the top. What I think I might do is if I get me a structural tube. Where's the structural tube? Under structure, dummy. No, that's the big one. Yeah, perfect. Because you can just stow stuff in there like that. Structural tube, and then also in there, if I take this and sneak her down, should have done this on the... Why'd that go off center suddenly? Is it just me? Maybe not. Okay, and on that goes a KOS probe core and a probe body. Up the probe core like that, and then we can take the tube, we can just extend it like that. Oh, that's not what I really wanted, but that's okay. And then on all of this can go just a... There's going to need to be a docking port at the top of this. That's what I'm thinking. And for some reason it's no longer centered. Very weird. It really doesn't like... it doesn't like what I did. Does not like what I did. Okay, fine. I won't do this. Fine. Be that way. You don't like it? Fine. Bring all this stuff out. We'll do it a different way. I thought I was being clever. You clearly don't like it. Well, fine. What we'll do is a couple of these service bays. In goes that. In goes that. In goes that. On goes that. There. You happy now? That should be good. I guess there's going to need to be some reaction wheels in here too. Okay. Probably a good spot for reaction wheels. Don't I have the big... What's my biggest set of reaction wheels? Because I might not have that big ones. Oh, perfect. There we go. That'll do. That'll do for that. All right, we're still not... Still other things. Okay, we're going to have electrical generation. Because I'm looking here. This thing consumes 14.881 units of electric charge per second. I suspect a lot of that has to do with the greenhouse. Oh, and then there's science experiments going too. Okay, fine. So we're gonna need... That's a lot. And then as we get to Duna... Okay, let's look at electric. I'm gonna stick with solar. I do have the Gigantors. They're 24. Will 2 Gigantors just do fine? Oh, it's I'm not in the dark, dummy. Okay, that'll be fine. What other electrical solar panel-y things do I got? So that's actually quite a lot. They generate 24 each. I don't know if I have anything that's in the same ballpark. No, I think I might just stick with that. We'll move them because I don't like where they are. Okay, so let's go through. Okay, I got that. I got control. This will not need RCS. I got KOS on there. I can configure this. I've looked at oxygen, water, and food. Nitrogen. Waste. Definitely, I need to have a waste container, don't I? Definitely, because I think there might be a process that uses the waste container. It doesn't hurt to stick on a poop box. One poop box coming up. Just going to stick it right there. Actually, that is for solid waste. And then I'll do one on the other side for liquid waste. I'm losing track of whether I have something for that, and it starts off empty. Good. That would be kind of funny if it started off full. Okay, so boop, 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 boop. Radiation protection I dealt with. Science. Yeah, science. Use poo shielding. That's a thing. I'm not sure if that's a thing in Kerbalism, but that is a thing in real life. So there is some science already on this fella, but we should put some more science. So for instance, we have the GravMax Gravioli detector. It takes 90 days for it to do a scan, but at the same time, I think I can probably find room in here for it. There we go. Fire that puppy up. We have the radiation scan down there. Seismic sensor, again, isn't the magnetic boom. Definitely going to bring a magnetic boom like that. Okay, I think if I put this on, I think it's going to extend itself, isn't it? Yeah, so stop that. Oh, shoot. Why? I do like the way that curls, though. That's cool. Okay, and then we can close that. So that's... I think I'm good for science now. I don't think I'm going to put on anything else. No, I think I'm okay. Science, power generation I've taken care of. Electrical storage I have not. That is... So if I were to go in the dark... I have 3 minutes worth of electricity aboard. So we definitely want to up that a little bit. My biggest battery is this one. Now that's a 2.5 meter part. I really don't have one. Shoot. Okay. Where are we going to stick this? This is a 1.35 meter part. There's not a good spot to put you. That's not cool. Okay, what other batteries? I do have these. That now I can last for, well, at least this will give me an idea how much electrical charge I need to add. So that now I'm lasting for, well, then again, I'll probably turn stuff off when I'm in the dark. Boy, even with that and everything turned on, but I'll probably just turn, okay, how much those are 3K each, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 24,000, so that's equivalent to 10 of those. Oh my freaking gosh. Or 24, okay, that, you know what? I think I might just... If I run out of... I'll keep an eye on electricity, and if I run out, I run out. But I really don't... Boop. Okay, I'm going to go with these guys. They're 2.5. I just got to find a good spot to put it. Back to structure. I'm just going to live with that. And hope that doesn't end up being a problem. We'll do some heavy-duty strutting in all this, too. Okay, so I'm going to assume that that's okay for electric charge. We'll still clean this up. I just want to make sure. Oh, antennas. Antennas. So I did work out. I want there to be a relay aboard. And so for the relay, I'm really still... my best relay is still this RA... Yes, it's the RA-2. Which is not a great relay. And I got to find a spot to put you. Oh, I guess maybe I can put... Oh, it doesn't like being on those batteries, does it? Wow. Really doesn't like... There. Okay, and then we'll tweak that up. That's the... yeah, that's my... I don't have the bestest of antennas. Still a lot of stuff not unlocked. But I'll just put that there. Yeah, I guess I'll just live with that. And then I think what I'll do is, just to up the strength, is a couple also of these HG-55. They're not relays, but I think, and I'm saying this with not a huge amount of confidence, but I think they'll add to the signal strength and still give me relay capabilities. We'll see. So there, that's what I'm going to do for antennas. Nobody's going to stop me. I really should have thought about, yeah, well, you know, that works okay. Okay. So that's antenna strength. I don't care. Data storage, I don't care. I'm really getting at the point. Propulsion I've taken care of. So what is our delta V at here? We're at 3,255. I wouldn't mind a little bit more. A little bit more. Thrust to weight I can live with, but a little bit more fuel on this. What I could do... No, I don't want to make this any taller. I don't want to avoid making this taller. I could temporarily, let's just temporarily put though, I might shrink, do some shrinking on this, some shrinkage, do some shrinking gang. Let's put another trio of these on. That back, but then that off, go with the smaller ones of these. That back on. 4,000. That's a lot. Might even take a little bit of fuel out because I'm pretty sure I don't need that much. Do I still have that nice white that comes on this? I can. Yeah, it's something. Oh, I still gotta strut this puppy. Solar panels need to go on the thrust legs. People think so? Oh, they're way too close to this. There's no doubt about that. But where I was thinking of putting them. Here. Now, they definitely were going to need to get moved. There's no doubt about that. Oh, they also might... That's where I was thinking. That's well out of the way of the gravity ring. They could also go up way at the top, which could work as well. And then they're just out from this horde zone. Of course, now I got to find a spot for this antenna, which could go here. Actually, this looks like a much better area for the antennas anyway. That fits in there. I'm going to leave that. They're on a slant there. So that's the new location for the solar panels right there, and I think that's okay for the relay. Like I said, this is going to take it. This is, yeah. Okay, let's get some struts involved, because this is all clearly very kind of janky down here. So, thinking just a trio across like so. Can I sneak? That's going to be hard to... No. That's a bad idea. So, if I come this way... I just want to make sure I can get the lander in there, because clearly the lander's got to fit between whatever I come up with. I think I can sneak in there. Same thing on the other side. I can get through there. Pretty sure. Go make them white. Okay. That might... I don't like this. I want to strut some struts up here. Just, oh, but that's going to get that solar panel in the way. We'll see. We'll see if that's very stiff. I might also just kind of, yeah, I'll do a simulation in orbit. Just make sure I can turn this thing and thrust with it and take the lander in and out and all of that. Yeah. I'm just looking. This is turning into, yeah, this is taking longer than I thought. But you know what? Let's see. I'm going to propulsion. I'm going to call it RCS. It doesn't need it. Parachutes it doesn't need. Thermal protection it doesn't need. I'll light it up on my own time because I'm looking at the time. Upgrades, I've been upgrading all the way along. Cargo should be okay. It doesn't hurt to throw in a couple of repair kits, doesn't it? Cargo. I mean, there's lots of room in the hitchhiker can. Throw in some repair kits. Another experiment kit in case we lose that. I don't know. And a couple of an EVA pack. There we go. Okay, cargo. TWR I think is fine at 0.28. Fairing deploy, that's going to deal. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to save this right now. And we're going to simulate this in orbit about Kerbin. So this is in orbit Kerbin. Let's go with a 90,000 meter orbit. 90, 1, 2, 3. I think that's an extra 0, isn't it? Okay, there. And this is just really testing just to see if oh, some extra, thank you, Mark. Mark's saying some extra struts. Some more landing legs. Well, the repair kit, some people are seeing solar panels and extra landing legs, but don't forget that the repair kits can repair solar panels and landing legs. That's what they're for. So I don't need the, if I have the repair kits, I don't need the, they're like, they contain the parts, and they're less weight than putting in whole new solar panels. Okay, so here we are. This is a beast. Oh my golly gumps. I want to clean up this whole front area. What happens when I light this up? Alright, so what we'll do here. SAS on. Engines on. Let's spin this around to prograde. So it's spinning at an okay rate. How am I going to send this into orbit? That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. This thing is going to be a little bit of brute force, I think, to get this thing into orbit. But right now, looking at the time, I can see that that's going to have to be for next week. This is going to be a 3... Oh, it is wobbly. You see that? See how wobbly that is? So we're going to need some strutting in here and trying to avoid the solar panels. Ooh, so yeah, some extra struts, maybe some auto strutting in there would probably be... Ooh, this is really not good. Okay, let's time warp that off. Okay, so there's definitely some wobbly issues there. I think it's all in this zone. Okay, what happens if I just punch it? What's going to happen here? If I put this on prograde and just punch it. Yeah. So it's propelling. But yeah, you can see this whole zone. I think especially this stack of oh, this is it. This is like, look at that. Look at their, like, that stack of batteries is just terrible. So somehow I think that's the main source of all of this flex, is this stack of batteries. So I'm gonna have to find some way to kind of strut across that, maybe some auto strutting, but I don't think that is unreasonable. Otherwise, though, I think this is going okay. So let's just end the simulation just real quick. Yeah, it's like an accordion in there. I agree. Revert to the vehicle assembly building. So, yeah. So what I'm looking at now, there is the auto strutting. Gotta be, I don't know. Sometimes auto strut does weird things too. Let's put on some, I'm going to auto strut to the grandparent part for each of these batteries. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I'm not sure where, I don't think these are the stock batteries. I think they're in there from the Restock Plus mod. But I've noticed that they are spongy. I noticed that when I was using these batteries in my space station, they're very spongy. Okay, let's get some struts. Not a big fan of this. I'm also going to color up some of these boxes a bit. Like, I can change the textures on all of these containers, but you see, yeah, that strut's going right through that solar panel, which I do not like. So maybe what I'll do is remove that from the symmetry. Take you away, and then where is the... If I go to mirror symmetry, no. Oh no, it goes right back to, yeah, that's what it does. Okay. So what I think I'll do is put one on this side. And then one on this side. Oh, but the solar panel needs to rotate too. Oh, why does it have to be so hard? Well, I think it'll... Yeah, I think if I keep them to the side a bit... Uh-oh. Poop. Grab the wrong thing. But I just want some struts going right across those batteries. They look good white. I do like that texture. And maybe an auto strut. I'm looking at all the parts around the battery. Auto strut that to the grandparent part. Auto strut this to the grandparent part. Auto strut this big old tank here to the grandparent part. Put the solar panels on struts to extend them further. I could do that for sure. Given actually this big stupidity thing here, that's actually a really good idea. That would solve a lot of the problems. Is just put, like, I could put in just a couple of those guys and just extend the Gigantors out. That's actually a really good idea. I might do that. get that, and get them to go the way I want. That, white texture them. But then the solar panels can go. This solves a lot of problems. And then you can even move them up a little. But actually that gives a nice little, that might give a bit of an attachment point too. There. But what I might, yeah, I think, I like that idea. Thank you, whoever. What was that idea with the extending? That's good, because what this does too is if I get up to here, if I can find a good spot to put this strut. Maybe I'll put it right on the tank. I might move that tank. But now I can get some struts going this way. I might move that one resource tank that it's on. And then the same thing on the other side. Except I'll probably, well, as I said, I'll probably move that resource tank. But I think for now, and then down here, I think that gives some additional. All the building engineers is looking at this and approving, going, yes, there you go. Make triangles. That's how you. All right, last simulation of the day. Last simulation of the day. We're going to simulate this. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I'll tweak it on the interim. And then next week, we'll be trying to put this thing into orbit. That was Mark who extended the solar panels idea. Thank you, Mark. Hi, Louis. How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I think I just, I did. Oh, the heck with this. I'm going to Alt F. Okay, that was my mistake. Terminate the simulation. I meant to, I was about to Alt F12 that into orbit, but I'm already, I don't know what KRASH will do if I do stuff like that. So I'm gonna restart that simulation, but in orbit. Try that again. Simulation in orbit. 9-0. Go. Inflate the gravity ring first, says James. The issue with inflating the gravity ring is it takes 40 days to inflate that gravity ring. I did that. I was playing with it in the interim between streams. So I don't want to do a 40-day simulation. That'll cost a lot of money. So we're going to have to wait until the actual mission to see that gravity ring inflated outside of the VAB. It's not an instantaneous thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, do that. Now, swinging around prograde. What are you going to do for me? So far, so that's a lot of struts. That's a lot of struts. Oh, I can definitely see that the lander can go in and out of there, so that's nice. But it already looks, again, it was in here where there was the sponginess happening. I think it's quite a lot stiffer. I think I have actually too many struts in here. I think I might clean that up a little bit, but I think it's definitely better. Let's just start engines. Let's punch it. But I think that is most certainly better than it was. And so I think it's generating more electricity than it's using. That's the liquid fuel going downwards. Yeah, electric charge, so that part's working fine. So I'm thinking this might be the thing. So, looking at the time though, I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. Sorry that this turned into a complete build mode, but I don't know. I think this is, 95% done. I think I'm reasonably happy with it. So, next week, come on back. We'll put this thing into orbit. we will launch our lander, which we already saw launch in simulation mode, dock it with it, we'll bring up a bunch of Kerbals, we'll send these folks on their way out to Duna, and hopefully, I don't know, I think after that things will go pretty quick, but in the meantime, everybody have yourself a fantastic weekend. Thank you everyone that's in the chat, thank you everyone that's watching this at a later date. And of course, a very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who continue to support this channel even through dumb videos like this one. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Bye.